Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. the Pandy Pods.
A.k.a. two fine fellows, no Saul Bellows.
A.k.a. one Salmon Couchy, two fans of Fauci.
A.k.a. one egg, four legs.
A.k.a. a forceful smackdown on unremorseful slack clowns. A.k.a. Huddletron. A.k.a. Old Zealand. A.k.a. Mike Huddleston. A.k.a. Huddlestein. A.k.a. a funny call-out blast of dummy without a mask. A.k.a.
What I
Huddletron.
text you?
We'll do that on the next show.
One. All right.
Next show, we'll do that on the next one. All right, guys, we're here. We're back. We kind of went way out ahead last week just so that we could get Yom Kippur out of the way. I hope everybody who celebrated that or fasted yesterday.
Hope you had a meaningful fast.
Contemplative and thought about if there was anything that we've ever done that upset anybody. We're sorry. It is good to upset people, though, isn't it? It's good to upset the right people.
It's good to upset the apple cart, as
I
they
always
say.
love, like, when we lose followers, we lost the right people.
Right.
Okay, should we jump into stories? We got them right now.
Let's do it.
Well, just when you thought our president couldn't make himself look more like a dumbass in a debate, something happens in another part of the world that then gives you perspective. Now,
Yes.
we don't want to normalize the crazy here in the United States,
No.
okay? We can never do that, but
No.
maybe it's having, in my opinion, an awful ripple effect
On
in the rest of the world, opening the door for even more
Crazy.
stupid stuff to happen in politics elsewhere. So, we become the leader. We basically are
It gives crazy other people permission to be crazy
because
and
they're like,
horrible.
look at America. Remember, like when America is
one of
good,
the world leaders.
right, in stupid and crazy. Like
Are we exporting stupid?
We
Is
are.
that what you're saying?
That may be our greatest export at this point. Argentina, for instance, we always say this about this. Next story, in my opinion, will blow you away in its sheer stupidity.
Sure.
And it might be able to teach us a thing or two about how to act after you've basically shit the bed politically.
I need to say that before we go on. I was petting your dog earlier. He slobbered all over me, and now I smell like him.
Congressman Juan Ameri of the Frente de Todos starred in a highly erotic scene
Jesus.
while he was participating in a virtual session of the Chamber of Deputies.
The Chamber of Deputies sounds like a highly erotic scene. Let me start there.
Well, this wasn't part of new business, was it?
No.
When asked
Old
if
business.
when asked if
If you
anything,
look at him.
if you look at the guy, it is old business. Is there any old business popping up? Yeah.
I've got
Juan
something.
Ameri over
I
there.
see you're raising your hand, or
Well,
is
it's
that
not-
your hand?
nope,
I don't
nope.
know.
When the transgression showed him next to a woman sitting on his legs, whom he began to caress and then kiss on the chest. Yeah, your camera's on, dummy.
Do you call it a chest when you're talking about a woman?
Yes,
He's
you
kissing
just-
her breasts.
Kissing her chest plate. We are all now proficient in Zoom. Like
My
you've
6-year-old today got bounced out of a Zoom, got back on a Zoom, told me to shut up and leave the room.
well,
she didn't say it
she
in
didn't
those
need to
terms.
do that. She didn't need to.
She
do
didn't
that.
say it in those terms, but she's like, Dad, you got to be quiet because I'm on the Zoom.
She
knows when she's muted. She knows when she's on camera.
She's 6. Now, granted, she's a very smart kid. Okay, she definitely is aware of stuff. She's not a dummy, but a 6-year-old can operate Zoom.
Yes.
That's just all I'm saying right now.
100%. She's a normal kid. She's in the wheelhouse.
First grader understands more than an Argentinian government official, Juan Ameri. The event was recorded when Congressman Carlos Heller was defending the bill for the defense of the assets. Well, hang on a second. This man is trying to defend her asset.
Hey-o! All right.
And folks. The defense of the assets of the Integrated Social Security System Sustainability Guarantee Fund, the FGS, which contemplates the renegotiation of the debt that
All right. I already want to get off this and start.
you already want her to get on you.
Yes. Not her in particular, but I'm
Of
okay.
the-
I get why he's so bored.
Of
Just
the
explain.
debt that provinces have with the National Social Security Administration, ANSYS. This is a great time to have a lap dance, is all I'm saying, is what you're saying too.
Well, I wonder if this woman goes by song. So if each thing that's brought up, if the vote
Once you're
counts
done
as,
negotiating, you got to pay for a
That's
whole
it.
new round.
Yep.
When negotiating your country's Social Security, you got to spice it up.
I guess.
Spice it up. This guy who doesn't want to have his job anymore, we totally get it.
Yeah.
You're looking for a way out. You said, I don't want to be on this Zoom anymore. I don't want this job anymore. I got to figure out a way out. Here we go.
You said I found it.
Yeah.
I found the way. I've got the way out. It's hard to hear me
while I'm motorboating someone. All right. Congressman Sergio Massa, leader of the political coalition and president of the lower chamber. Again, Juan Ameri just appointed this woman president of his lower chamber.
Hey-o. And
folks. Interrupted the debate and demanded the immediate suspension of the representative. So they're debating Social Security. He has some woman sit on his lap.
An escort. He's kissing her chest.
We don't know who she is yet. Caresses her and kisses her chest during the negotiation of Social Security, and this guy calls him out on it. Okay, we have an experienced situation that exceeds the rules of coexistence and the existence and the rules of normal functioning in this house. I don't understand what he just said. Why can't he be more direct?
Just be like, excuse me, point of parliamentary procedure. Is Juan getting a hand job right now?
Yeah, that would have been it.
On this Zoom.
Everyone would have gotten that. Like, to me, you don't have to complicate what you're saying about Juan Ameri.
Motion to strike Juan.
And you don't have to contemplate Social Security. Why are we figuring out Argentinian politics right here?
Is Juan Ameri brumskiing a high-class prostitute on camera during a negotiation
of the country's Social Security? Then you can call him out on it very
specifically.
specifically.
Just say that. Say what we just said.
He appealed to Article 188 of the regulations, which establishes that in case the gravity of the faults justifies it, the House, at the indication of the president or by motion of all of its members, will decide by a vote without discussion if it is or not the opportunity to use the faculty confessed or conferred by the Article 62 of the Constitution.
Anymore, man. You're just saying words. None
Again,
of it makes sense.
Juan is, listen, this
remove
woman said
them. Remove
physical or moral incapacity or even to exclude from its bosom. Again, Juan is excluding everything from this woman's bosom. And you jackalopes are debating the language to use on whether or not to impeach it. Get him out.
He's done. He wants to be out. This guy wanted to be caught. He wants to be out. Or he's too dumb. You either want to get booted,
or you don't know what you're doing.
Or you're so dumb you don't belong anymore.
Many members of the lower house admitted that they did not understand what the reasons were. Can you please explain a little bit what happened? Congressman Negri asked Massa, who was trying not to lose patience. Yeah, explain it really nicely and slowly. As he grabs the lotion from his top drawer. Wait, why does no one know what's going on here?
Just
President,
for the love of God, stop.
We cannot take a decision like that from someone. I don't even know without knowing why. Are these just bad translations? What do you think it is?
Let's just cut
Jay?
to the chase. What is happening? What does
I feel
he
like
apologize?
now it's your aunt on Zoom going like, I don't know how to unmute me, and where's my picture, and why can't I see you? And like everyone's trying to. You better explain it. It was necessary for the official Cecilia Morio to explain what happened. Congressman Ameri was in a very intimate situation with his partner. Again, simple. We are all trying to do our jobs while he's getting a different type of a job. Boom. We get it. Drop his ass. Amari gave explanations in a radio interview. He did a radio interview about this, Jay. He said, I'm devastated. Really? You're devastated?
Are you that surprised and shocked?
Listen to his response.
By what you did.
Jay, you're going to love his excuse. In my house, I have a terrible connection that comes and goes.
To people, or he's the one who's coming?
I'm surprised he didn't go with the shaggy defense of,
it wasn't me.
Not my camera got hacked. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Spotty service. Is that a reference to how rough the woman was being with his lower chamber? Spotty service. I was disconnected without a camera. Yeah, here's the rule. If you're in the middle of a meeting, I don't know, negotiating the future of your country's Social Security, maybe hold off on the heavy petting until everyone's like, okay, good meeting, we're done.
Yeah, or
you click the button, leave the meeting. Even if your camera's shut off, even if you have terrible service in your house, assume that it's on.
You have to wait.
Assume it's on. He then said, my partner arrived. I asked her how the operation was going.
What operation?
Is she a Bond villain? Is this call taking place in a volcano?
Maybe she just completed her transition.
I don't know.
She was his business partner, and now she's his life partner.
If she is a Bond villain and this is taking place in a volcano, no wonder the service is spotty, right?
Yeah.
What operation?
You need to get some arrow boosters in there.
My first thought after knowing this guy for 10 minutes is that the boob job he forced her to get, that she wanted no part of. How was that operation?
The swelling's down.
If it
He's
went
like,
down,
"Aw." He's like, but you can touch him now. Oh yeah.
he said if it went down any less, asked her if it went down any less. She came over to me and I kissed it. Whoa, stop. What radio show is this? Please, this is Argentinian Howard Stern. What was this? Argentina's NPR?
It's not Argentina's NPR.
You get
I
a
can
free
tell you
tote
that
bag whenever the congresswoman says, no, I'm sorry. He said the word tits, I think he said.
No, Jesus,
I
stop.
kissed her tits is what he said on this radio show.
Oh my God.
And
Get
at the
him outta
moment,
here.
the signal automatically came back. Yeah, that's probably what happened. It automatically popped back on. I'm sure in the moment that you were kissing.
How unlucky
your
are
partner.
you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have nothing left to do but apologize to the members and to society. Was his disclaimer.
Resign.
I was right. He did make her get a boob job. Look, I'm glad it's his partner and not some porn star he's paying for with campaign finances. No, that's just our dummy president. He screwed up. That's something you never see in American politics. He should say, I resign. He's not fighting it. He's just going back and sticking his head in his partner's new boobs, and he's just gonna fade out of politics. See, that's the difference between the United States. In the United States, someone would be like, that's fake news. Or the United States, the new thing to do is like,
sorry if my behavior bothered you.
Sorry you're bothered by what I did, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm a fighter. We should tell Trump that too if he wants. I want to express my repudiation of the reprehensible attitude. It goes on and on. Yeah, in the face of the pandemic, which we've been immersed in for 6 months.
Of this?
The result is this guy he resigned. He actually did the one thing he might be able to teach us something about it.
What?
This takes on a whole nother dimension in an offense that I must repudiate as a man, as a legislature, as a Saltinian, said his party colleague, Sergio Levy. Now, L-E-A-V-Y. Sergio Levy is my guy. Tell it to Levy, which to me, Leave It to Levy is my favorite Argentinian 1950s
TV show. Yes.
Family comedy. Leave It to Levy.
The lever.
The opposition did not forgive him either. It's a lack of respect and decorum. This guy's getting it from all sides, including his partner. He's leaving with his tail between his legs and his head between his wife's new tits. Mm-hmm. Although this process of expulsion could have lasted for up to 60 days, the leaders said, we're not even going to give him 60 days. He's gone. He's gone. Maybe Argentina is showing us exactly how it should go down when our leaders screw up. Don't waste time. Get rid of them. Get them out. Yeah. Like, don't take the 60 days. Don't do any of that stuff. Just get rid of it.
Get him out.
They're showing our system.
He's done. All right. There you go.
There we go.
That's first story.
First story down in the books. When we come back, we got a good one.
This is the kid in this story. Look, kids who are born into stupidity, I feel for you, and this is a story all about that.
We'll be right back with more Sklar Country, the Virus Edition. Stay with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. As we mentioned,
First of all, thank you to everyone who came to the live Dumb People Town. Sold out this past weekend. Mike Birbiglia, Mike Doty. It was amazing. I hope you guys had fun. To all of you who were in the pre-show, post-show, love seeing.
We had a it that meet and greet. It was almost, I don't want to say it's necessarily better than being in a meet and greet directly with people, but they curated it so well, and we had really good interactions with everyone who wanted to talk to us.
I loved it.
We saw Huddletron. He was in there. Stephen Elton Yates was in there.
It was great. It was just good to see you guys.
So we loved it.
So the next one's been announced. John Hamm and the band Tennis, November 7th. Go to eventbrite.com. Look up Live Dumb People Town. Get your tickets because we already sold like 200 tickets in the first night. So it's going to sell out. Go get your tickets right now. Again, eventbrite.com. Live Dumb People Town.
We know the election is coming on November 3rd, right?
So you're going to want to do something.
You're either going to be celebrating because we're heading in a new direction, or you will be apoplectic, and the only way you can get out of it is to laugh at dumb people doing dumb things on Saturday night. Either way, we've got you covered.
Okay. All right.
So let's jump Also, check out our YouTube page.
That's right. YouTube, look up Sklar Country, subscribe. We're putting up old Dumb People Town episodes, putting up old Cheap Seats, stand up. You'll love it.
Okay. All right. Ever since our dipshit in chief suggested, speaking of elections, that you should drink bleach, and he did mean it. That wasn't a joke. That was 100% real.
Dummies have been on death watch.
Right. We say, if you're dumb enough to try it, this is what Randy and I say, have at it, bro.
Take it.
Do it.
Take it. Drink it. Gulp it. Slam it. Shoot it.
The problem is, and we teased this before, when kids are encouraged to do some Lysol shots,
Those poor kids.
They didn't ask to be born into stupidity.
It just happened to them.
And you got to feel for those kids because it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. It's like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. It's not your
fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Just like the kid in this next story, Jay.
Logan Teixeira, an 18-month-old toddler, was taken to the hospital. He's fine, by the way. That's the only reason why we're doing this story. When his grandma mistook a Trolls World Tour package of hand sanitizer for food.
Okay.
There's a lot to unpack here. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Number one, you know that Trolls World Tour is kind of happy for the publicity, don't you think?
They're like, hey, we're out here, guys.
That film was supposed to make $250 million and the pandemic came. It only made $100 million, which is still good for digital, but it's not what they were expecting. And people are all upset. They're not proud of being happy about the publicity, but they're
happy nonetheless. They're like, look, we wish we weren't happy that we're doing so well, and
we can't hide our happiness. Secondly, this is a classic moment of grandmas thinking they can take care of kids and then taking care of kids that it's exactly like it was when they were kids.
No, you didn't have to wear seatbelts when we were kids.
Taking care of kids now is not like taking care of kids 30 years ago.
Taking care of kids 30 years ago, if you're driving them somewhere, you never had to clip them in. You could put them in the hatchback where you put the groceries.
Now, if your kid is not in a 5-point harness seat, like you could be driving and get pulled over and the guy's like, why is this kid not in a booster seat?
You're like, he's 16.
He's driving the car. Why should he be in a booster seat?
He doesn't need a booster seat.
And lastly, you can't even blame the mom for this because even though she knows that grandma can potentially kill the kid in any number of ways in the house right now, she doesn't care because she needs a minute to herself.
In this pandemic, you better goddamn believe it.
That's what it's done to people with little kids. And I'm sorry, Randy, I'm drawing a line of demarcation between me and you.
I get it. Yeah,
people with no kids, all right? They're like, just talk to people with no kids in this pandemic. They're like, oh, it's so boring. I've watched all the episodes of this. I'm totally caught up on Ozark. I have watched every episode of The Vow. I've watched every episode of these 9 shows on HBO. And it's like, okay, boo. I'm sorry it's so boring for you. Boo hoo. I feel so bad for your endless hours of free time. Parents with little kids are like, screw you.
Yeah.
I literally haven't had 30 seconds to take a dump in my house in 7 months.
That's pretty much it. That's what the pandemic has done.
So I get why this woman was like, here, you take care of her, mom.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? She's going to drink sanitizer from a Trolls World Tour
to the
pack?
hospital, and he did.
Maybe.
Here's the real question, and this is the question on this story. Was it her mother or was it her mother-in-law?
Yeah.
Because if it's the mother-in-law,
it's a lot more complicated.
This could be the end of the marriage.
A lot more complicated.
Or especially if her husband for a second defends the grandma for a second.
Forget it.
Defends his mom and is like, well, maybe she did.
If he gives her a sliver of the benefit of the doubt, it's over.
Marriage is over.
Yeah.
Now, I've included for Randy a picture and he saw it of the hand sanitizer so you could see the packaging.
Do you want to ask me what it looks like? I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like the squeezable applesauce with the same top, same size. Looks like a squeezable applesauce.
Does that put you on Team Grandma? That's what I want to know.
Kind of.
It does, right?
Kind of.
Even if it says hand sanitizer on the small or Donny on the side in small letters. If it says Donny,
it definitely didn't say poison on it.
Right.
Which it should have.
You can't.
Do you remember the troll that was a skull and crossbones?
No, I don't.
That's what it should be.
Okay. See, you can't put the same packaging of hand sanitizer as you do with applesauce.
You can't do it. With a giant troll on the side, kids want to eat it.
Also, the Trolls hand sanitizer project has been removed from shelves because
product
has been removed from the shelves already. Yeah. Right. So that's proof that they're guilty.
Lawsuit.
They know. This is the time to capitalize. If you got burned.
Hey, remember when you made $100 million on your movie? That's now all coming back.
Right. You don't take something off the shelves if you're 100% confident that you did the right thing.
Yeah, it's like deleting a Facebook or Twitter post after you go hard into someone. You're like, whoop, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, so why'd you take it down?
Yeah.
Because why are you suddenly having second thoughts about this?
That's right.
I'll tell you why, because you know it's wrong. That's why.
Okay.
The mom, Nikki with an I.
So it is her fault. Okay. I'm going to just say this. It's her fault.
Has warned parents after her toddler was mistakenly given hand sanitizer to eat by his grandmother, who thought it was a snack due to the packaging.
Now it's the grandma's
so
fault
she wanted to get the word out there that it was not her that gave it to her kid. It was the kid's grandma. So to be clear, in her Facebook post, she wanted everyone to know Nikki with an I did not make that mistake, even though I would assume that a Nikki with an I would make that mistake. And I know that's nameless.
It is a little bit nameless, but you know, I'm right.
You know we're right.
Nikki with an I, you bought the hand sanitizer that looked like applesauce. You put it in the fridge, but you're going to say Grandma gave it to them.
Shayna, they bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash. Nikki Teixeira, 18-month-old son Logan, immediately turning red, started coughing.
Yeah.
After consuming the Troll's germ killer before becoming drowsy.
And let's take
Isn't that what Trump said to do?
He said drink. Inject bleach in your system.
If he said to do it, I don't understand how anyone could possibly get sick from it.
Right.
Our president said it was okay. That's how you get rid of coronavirus.
Yep.
The concerned parent of Manitoba, Canada.
Good Canada.
Told Good Morning America, which, okay, so now she's going on American shows, how she bought the sanitizer for her stepdaughter, age 7, to take to school.
Who's going to school?
I guess, Canadians, because they actually listened to the lockdown.
That's right.
And they weren't fighting science.
That's right. So
now they
get
to have a life and go back to school again. Quote, the way it was packaged and displayed with hand sanitizers, I didn't even think of it looking like a food, she explained. Subtle dig on grandma
again.
That's a subtle dig. Or not so subtle.
Yeah. Shots fired.
This is when I was convinced that this is her mother-in-law. This is not her mother.
That's right.
Talking passive-aggressively to Good Morning America.
About your mother or mother-in-law.
That is a classic daughter-in-law move. After little Logan had eaten some, his grandmother realized what it was before calling her neighbor, and then 911 because he became a little dozy. Little dozy and out of it. Translation, he became the most tolerable he's been in the last 7 months.
That's right.
So there was probably a moment, I'm just going to say this, where everyone was like,
let's not call the hospital. He's not screaming.
Do we need to rush and call the hospital? Let's enjoy the quiet for 1 minute. I see, and this is the part of the story where I also find it hard.
What did Depeche Mode say?
Relax, don't do it.
No, that's Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They said, enjoy the silence.
Okay. I'm surprised that Canada has 911.
Yeah, I feel like it would be like 611 up there, right?
Canada would have it make it slightly
or 119.
Ms. Teixeira said within 5 minutes he was falling asleep. First time in his life, probably.
Yeah.
Though he was fully alert again by the time the paramedics arrived, who drove him to the hospital as a precaution. Cut to parents of small kids everywhere, jotting down. So little hand sanitizer can put your kid to sleep.
Okay.
Right?
Good to know. Good to know. If we're on a plane. I
mean,
bad
horrible.
To do that, but don't do that.
Horrible what happened to that kid.
Good to know that he was a little bit dozy.
But really, he went right to sleep. That's what he did. But seriously, that is
awful. Terrible.
Terrible.
You're saying he went right down.
Like dozy and then was really quiet.
But don't do it.
Good. But we're definitely not going to do it. But
just
immediately
keeping a mental note.
Quiet. But we're not going to do it. Nikki with an I continued on Facebook. Of course, she's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Please do not buy these cute hand sanitizer pouches from Walmart that can easily be mistaken for a food pouch. She wrote on her face. I love that it almost killed her kid, and she can't help but call the pouches cute.
That's right.
That's how adorable the trolls are.
Again, trolls loving the publicity. Cute, it'll kill you.
They might even pull a quote from Nikki for the online reviews.
Cute, it'll kill you.
Nikki with an I calls Trolls World Tour, quote, cute, unquote.
Yep.
It is my hope to warn others of this misleading packaging and my child's grandmother, because I didn't do it.
That's right.
Ultimately, I would like to see them off the shelves completely. And you know what? And she wanted to add that it was clear.
That was my dumb mother-in-law who couldn't take the time to read the packaging to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. So FYI, let me add that to the end. The package contains a small warning saying, do not eat.
Okay.
And I don't know
how much more clear they could have made it, Jay.
I'm surprised.
I don't know how much more clear this cute packaging.
I'm surprised the warning wasn't written in Serbian.
Right?
It's right under the nozzle where the other items for the kids like that you use to squeeze it into their mouth.
Yeah.
This reminds me of our episode of Back on Tops, Rand. Remember?
Yes, I do.
We were trying to come up with a card promotion where we put cologne in the card packs, and we ultimately had to deal with a kid who was lying on our lobby floor, ready to shit his stomach out. Isn't that what he said?
Exactly.
Because he drank the cologne we put in there because
it was a cologne for former baseball player Candy Maldonado.
And we called it Candy. And we put it in baseball card packs.
Fault. It's our fault. It's our fault.
It's our fault. But look, here's the deal before we get out of this. I know grandmas everywhere. I know you want to help out. I know moms and dads of little kids ever want the help.
Take extra precautions and read things 4 times before you give it to your kids.
And don't listen to our president about things like this.
And that is a show, guys. Stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes.
Wear a mask, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-di-da, La-ti-ta-ti-ta-ti-ta. La-ti-da.